Hey everyone, welcome. So today we're going to dive into the really powerful world of assistive technology. These are the tools that are totally breaking down barriers and, well, making the digital world accessible for everyone. Just think about it for a second. What if you couldn't use a mouse or even see your screen? How would you check your email, or read the news, or connect with your friends online? This question, it really gets to the heart of why digital accessibility is so important. And this is exactly where assistive technology steps in. It's a pretty broad term, but it basically covers any piece of hardware or software that's designed to bridge that exact gap, helping people with disabilities use computers and all kinds of other tech. All right, so first up, let's take a look at solutions for users who have visual impairments. How do you even navigate a digital world that's all about pixels and icons if you can't actually see them? Well, one of the most fundamental tools here is the screen reader. It's a piece of software that, for all intents and purposes, becomes the user's eyes in that digital world. Now, a screen reader does way more than just read an article from top to bottom. It gives you audio feedback for absolutely everything: menus, buttons, links, which allows a user to really understand the layout and navigate an entire website or an application just by listening. But what about reading text more directly? Like you would a book. For that, we have another brilliant piece of hardware, the Braille display. These devices are so cool. They sit right in front of a keyboard, and they have this row of little pins that pop up and down to form Braille characters. It's literally translating the text on the screen into a physical, tactile form. This lets users read everything by touch, and it often works right alongside a screen reader for a much richer, multisensory experience. Of course, visual impairments aren't a one-size-fits-all thing, right? And that's why we have other super specialized tools, like screen magnifiers and text-to-speech software. So these two tools, they handle different but kind of related problems. Screen magnifiers are absolutely essential for users with low vision, letting them zoom way in on specific parts of the screen. Text-to-speech, on the other hand, is software that just reads text out loud, which is a huge help not just for visual impairments, but also for folks with reading difficulties like dyslexia. Okay, so we've talked about navigating without sight. But what if the real challenge is, the physical interaction itself? Let's explore how we can adapt to the most common input device we all use, the keyboard. For users with mobility issues that affect their hands or fingers, a standard keyboard can be a pretty big hurdle. And the solution here is the adaptive keyboard. And it really all comes down to one thing: customization. These keyboards might have much larger keys or different spacing to help prevent accidental presses or even completely unique layouts. The whole goal is just to make the physical act of typing comfortable and efficient. Okay, but what happens when using your hands at all just isn't an option? This is where the tech gets, just mind-blowing. We're moving completely beyond physical touch for interaction. So here we have two incredible pieces of hands-free tech. Head pointers use sensors or cameras to translate a user's head movements directly into cursor control. And then you've got eye tracking software, which, wow, it takes it to a whole other level. It allows users to control the computer just by looking at the screen. Perfect for browsing the web or typing out messages with amazing precision. But what about for users with even more severe physical disabilities, who might not have control over their head or eye movements? Well, there's still a really powerful solution, and it comes in the form of something called switch-based control. This approach is just so incredibly versatile. It uses any single reliable action a person can make. It could be pressing a simple button, tapping a foot switch, or even using a sip and puff device. That one simple action is then used to scan through all the options on a screen and make a selection. It just goes to show you how even the simplest input can unlock complete control over a device. So when you pull all of this together, it becomes pretty clear that this isn't just about some niche gadgets. It's about a fundamental shift in how we approach technology and design. It's about building a truly inclusive future. And really, the key takeaway here is this: diversity in design, it empowers everyone. By creating tools for the widest possible range of human abilities, we don't just help those with disabilities. We end up creating a more flexible and innovative digital world for all of us. And that brings us to one last thought. We've seen technology conquer these incredible barriers of sight, of touch, and of mobility. So it really makes you wonder, what's the next barrier technology will break? Thanks for joining this explainer.